Hey! So, I watched Meg 1 and Meg 2. I was almost expecting it to be a little bit disappointing, like maybe just a bit Americanized, like everything was all like, oh no, don't go in, or I'll go in instead. All of that kind of unnecessary emotional padding, which I'm not a huge fan of. But it shocked me in how much fun I had watching it. And I get that in any fiction, book, film, TV series, it requires a certain amount of surrendering your disbelief. You know, just going along with the rules of whatever the piece of media dictates, because that's the way everything works within that sphere. Like, you know, laws of physics or legal laws, all of that kind of stuff. That the fiction era is well known for setting the rules that it will then follow. But there were a few points, a couple of points I think in the first movie where I was a bit, I love you, but that's not how that would actually happen. But one of the things that I really fucking loved about it was this cool concept they had where you'd go to the bottom of the ocean and then there'd be this sort of strange filmy layer, if you will, which you could drop down through, and then you would reach some kind of underlayer, some kind of magical portion of the sea, which was warm as opposed to freezing cold. In the films, that's where the megalodon sharks live, which supposedly is why they haven't been seen by ordinary folk. You can punch a hole in this sort of filmy layer between the two, and that ends up being the way that the Megs managed to get into the main ocean. But I really liked that concept. I really liked it, because it was all like, oh, no one's ever been down this far, and that's true. The bottommost layer of the ocean is one of the least explored places on the planet, so I love that, and I'm all for a bit of cool conspiracy. My daughter and I watched that, and we moved, a few days later onto buying Meg 2. I had to suspend disbelief a lot more in the second one. There were a few, multiple scenes which annoyed me enough to say something, and then, got my daughter telling me off for ruining the mood. But the whole difference between Meg 2 is that it has Fun Island, which is land. Like, the vast majority of the movies is quite obviously not set on land. This is sharks, prehistoric sharks we're talking about. So there's this Fun Island, which seems to be some sort of almost Instagram island, this idyllic little place where rich people come to party. But on Fun Island there exist sort of other prehistoric creatures, and these creatures are some of the most fascinating creatures I think I've ever seen depicted in film, because not only are they fast, agile, and perfectly capable of taking you the fuck out on land, but they were actually seen at the bottom of the ocean, at the bottom of the second half of the ocean, so right near the bottom, swimming through, and they were agile as fuck doing that as well. And it got me really thinking about the kind of epic evolutionary requirements of being able to absolutely master both those two environments with equal amounts of success. Just the actual biology of these creatures that must have both air-breathing lungs and gills, or the ability to hold their breath for seriously like up to 24 hours or something like that. And they have the ability, clearly, to swim right through the film, like the submarines do. But the megalodons do not have that ability, which intrigues me. It really intrigues me. And these dinosaurs are fucking badass. They are absolutely badass. And if there's ever going to be a Meg 3 movie, I really want it set on Fun Island with these creatures And you can add in other prehistoric cool creatures as well. And then you can have, the people like needing to leave the island post haste because they're getting hunted down by these dinosaur akin things. And then they have to go into the water, and then that's where the Meg part could come. And I think it would just be the most badass, cool movie. Because honestly, I was really shocked by how much I loved these two movies. They were amazing. Actually, they were really, really entertaining. Some very silly physics stuff, but it's fine. It's completely fine. We can just ignore that for now, and we won't go on a rant. I swear. No, I swear. I cross my heart. Promise. But one of my favourite characters was a little side character. All I will say is that it's a little dog called Pippin. Pippin has my heart. Absolutely has my heart. Pippin is badass to the max, and none of their friends will ever believe them. I don't know whether it's a boy or a girl. I don't even know whether Pippin is a boy's or a girl's name. I think it's quite unisex. Pippin is amazing. Like, low key, my favourite character, and you'll see why. Yeah, I mean, it's freaking awesome. It's absolutely awesome, both of them. So they get my official seal of approval. And that's it. Ciao.